Good morning, friends and fellow traders. This is Doug Campbell with Right Way Options, and this is the morning market preparation video for August 20th, 2018. So we had just an amazing reversal last week where the Dow itself moved from low on Wednesday to the close of Friday, up 700 points in just a very, very quick reversal on the news that China was coming back to the table to negotiate on the trade war. Now we face a couple different questions here. First, we have certainly a lot of bullish activity and momentum in the market. And if we take a look at this downtrend right here, you can see that downtrend right here. We're up here on the diamonds challenging that downtrend. The question, comes now, can we push on through? Remember, we also have this resistance here that's proved to be pretty difficult, at least at this point. So we need to push on through there. Now, the good news is this morning, Asia markets were mostly higher overnight, and European markets are decidedly bullish this morning. So consequently, the futures are pushing higher, and it looks like we're going to push up here and test this resistance here in the diamonds at the open. So we are pushing forward, and the bulls definitely have momentum on their side at this moment. So we want to as great as that is, what we want to do is make sure and temper that and make sure that we don't have a bias on this, and we respect or have a healthy respect for the potential that resistance provides, and just realize that the bears could be right up here waiting for an attack. We don't know that to be sure, and I certainly want to see the bulls push on through, but we have to respect resistance when we look at the charts like that. So right now, the diamond's doing really well, but just right here at that resistance point that we need to have a little bit of respect for. Let's hope those bulls have the energy to push on through. Let's take a look at the SPY. The SPY here has an opportunity now, and honestly, a kind of a clear path to be able to push through that resistance high, making an all-time record high. Can they do it? That's the question. This resistance up here has proved to be rather tenacious. But with the bullishness this morning, perhaps we may have just the energy we need to pop on through. So watch that carefully. We have, at the close of Friday, just barely, depending on how you drew this trend line, just barely testing and get right on that trend line, which also can serve as resistance. So popping through here, breaking up through there could really would really be a great thing to see that record high in the market. Whether or not they have the energy to do that, that's yet to be seen. And remember, this is exactly the place where we would expect the possibility of a reversal. So be careful at loading up on stocks too much in anticipation of the breakout, because it is possible that it won't happen. Let's take a look at the Qs. Qs also, similar situation. You can see they're moving up just slightly this morning. Kind of a modestly bullish open, at least right now, just pushing up here toward that high of Friday. Have an opportunity now to hold this new trend. You can see we have a low, higher high, higher low. So there's our trend. And now we've been challenged by this resistance here. So this pullback, we need to see those bulls step in here and defend this area, giving us that next higher low in this trend. And honestly, what we're doing here is we're kind of forming this wedge pattern. And wedge patterns can be kind of tricky because they can wind around in here longer than you expect. But with the momentum of the market, at least for now, I kind of favor those bulls. But I certainly am going to be very, very focused on price action in case those bears decide to really step up and defend this level. So watch it closely. And lastly, IWM. IWM has just been, stuck. But here again, we now have this wedge. Now this wedge has lower highs, at least at the moment. So this is a little bit more of a challenge. Can IWM push on out and pop on through? That's yet to be seen. But there is some challenge ahead here with this resistance level. And so we need to see those bulls really step in, dig in, and push hard here in IWM. Let's take a look at the VIX. We were on a wild ride last week with some extreme volatility, morning gaps and things that just took this market on an emotional roller coaster ride. And as you can see, last Wednesday we shifted. We went from fear to kind of a jubilation by Friday, where we shifted over really, really quickly as those bulls took control on that news. So now we need to see those bulls continue to hang on to this. And, you know, a pushback down here to this price support here in the VIX would be awesome. We do have the bullish sign here that we held this resistance level. So just that little bit of a push down can really inspire those bulls to move higher and to drop that fear out of the market. So watch that closely. Let's take a look at T21 22. T21 22 is the 4-week new high, new low ratio. Here's where our problem comes in and our little bit of reason for caution. We went from, you know, almost sheer panic down here to a complete reversal to the upside. And we are now reaching that bearish reversal zone up in here. That doesn't mean that we can't travel a little higher, because we can. As you can see, we have room to travel higher. So that doesn't mean that this has to occur today or even this week. We can grind higher at this point. But we are reaching up here toward that bearish reversal zone, where we want to watch for the potential of some profit taking and those bears stepping up an attack right here. So watch that closely as we approach. This is the only thing that is really standing in the way right now of the bulls pushing through, is just that, just that we moved up so far so fast. Profit taking would not be out of the question. So watch that closely. Let's go back here and let's take a look at the economic calendar. If we take a look at that economic calendar today, this also helps those bulls maybe push on through, or could help those bulls. We have kind of a clear path with nothing on the economic calendar here today that would really move the market around. You can see we have a Fed speaker, we have some bond auctions, and that's the size of it for today on the economic calendar. And then this morning on the earnings calendar, we also have a pretty darn light day. Earnings overall, we're looking at about over 40 companies reporting earnings today. But in the morning market, there isn't a lot of earnings reports. One of the biggest ones, probably the most notable, would be Estee Lauder reporting this morning. But other than that, not much going on here. So we've kind of left the door wide open for the bulls to take their opportunity now to move higher. The question is, will they have the energy, and how much pushback will there be from the bears at that resistance level? So remember to try and set your bias aside. Hey, we all want the market to go up, and let's face it, as traders, we all want more. But we also have to have a healthy respect for what the price action of a chart is showing us. And the fact that these resistance levels are all coming together, we have to respect that and look for the possibility that the bears could step up their attack here and push the market lower. The markets do not always go up. They do have pullbacks and they do have corrections. Is this the time? I couldn't say that, and I wouldn't even begin to predict that. But what I would say is, every time we approach a resistance level, we have to treat that with a healthy respect and realize that is the place where the pullback could occur. So consequently, I do not like to be a strong buyer when we're pushing resistance levels. And as a matter of fact, I kind of like to be a net seller where I'm taking profits on current trades. And I did that on Friday. I took several profits on Friday, kind of coming into this morning a little bit light in my account. However, that's not going to, I still have additional profits that can be taken as we push up here. And I will not rule out taking additional profits if I see some failure up here. I'm going to be a little bit careful, a little bit cautious about buying new positions until I really feel that or see that confidence in the bulls that they're going to take over these resistance highs and push us on through. And so I'll be a little bit careful, a little bit cautious until I see the proof that they have the energy to do that. So with that, everyone, hey, I want to wish you all a fantastic day. I want to wish you great profits. And if this is the first time you've seen these videos, please do me a favor. Click on that subscribe button on YouTube, the follow me button on Facebook. Click those thumbs up buttons and drop a comment. I really do appreciate it. And if this is something that you think friends and family could take advantage of, please always feel free to share these videos. I make no money from these videos. I never intend to make money from these videos. This is just one of my methods of trying to pay it forward and help others do a better job in taking that unbiased look and preparing for their market day. With that, everyone, have an awesome, awesome day. I wish you great success, and we will talk to you all bright and early Tuesday morning. Take care, everyone.